the Zoom. Hello everybody, welcome to a Critically Average event here. Welcome to Out the Cold. This is a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, something like that I'm playing with my friends. These are my friends. Last week we had a little bit of a break. There is a one shot that we are going to hopefully publish at some point, which went interestingly. However, we have had some lovely downtime in our Discord group, and things have been happening in and around the city, the walled city of Kikanzax, since the end of the fights with the giant golems. Rook, being the barbarian that he is, has had a bit of a sort of strop on and has stomped off, but has had his heart warmed by a friendly man who serves a kind of coffee from a cart named Lucas. He has been helping Lucas sell coffee, basically. Our mysterious elven character, Sin, met someone who she knew very, very well, and they referred to her not as Sin at all, but as Little M. And there was some cool RP going on there, basically discussing their home and some talk of a mine that is nearby as well. Arden and Niala went and investigated the Amethyst Towers and the local shops as well, so they met a grung who nearly poisoned them and nearly sort of gassed them, and then nearly poisoned them, and then tried to take apart a ring that was owned by the Sletneys. And if you remember anybody, the Sletneys are a big family in Kikanzax. And then they went and investigated the Amethyst Towers, which is basically like a wizard's shopping mall with different rooms and places where you can buy things, and the upper floors seem to contain some sort of experimentation. And Nan has been back at the yak, basically cooking up a storm in the kitchen, having some lovely times with the kids, basically, and Grandpa and Grandma, and just having a wicked cooking time and finding out exactly how badass Treese is by having a nap in her bed, and then seeing that there is a massive swords and daggers and stuff that she has stowed above the canopy of a four-poster. So there is some definitely some history with the lovely Treese, who's been looking after you all in as best she can with your chaotic natures. So at the moment, Niala, you are outside of
Actually, I did enter because I give the 5 gold to the kid.
Oh, okay.
And I just told him to wait. I'm gonna find the message exactly.
Oh, I thought you were waiting outside us. I know you gave it some money.
Yeah, and I enter to call for Nan and or Trace, and asking if there was a brass.
Oh, okay.
Brazier.
A brazier. Yeah.
Brazier.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Can't say it, okay?
What's a brazier?
It's like dwarvish.
Yeah. You were trying to say it in Matt's campaign. Yeah.
Although let's be honest, in a lot of male written fantasy settings, there's a lot of brass braziers.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. So you basically, everyone has kind of come together at the yak. Nan's doing the food after having a sort of practice arrow session out the back with Arden. Rook, you're back at the yak as well. Everybody's here. You have a chance for the first time in a long time to gather round, collect your thoughts, and maybe work out a plan of action of where you want to go. You've got several different threads, and some of you got threads that you know about, but your other characters don't know about, and you need to kind of work out which ones you need to sort of prioritize and pursue. And we did talk about it in our downtime stuff, but it's up to you. Which obviously it's Dungeons and Dragons. You do what you like, and I'll tell you the results of your actions. Let's do some of that.
Nyala, I don't think we have a. I'm not. What's a trees? What's a? Do we have a? What do you call it, Nyala?
Brass brazier.
Trees. Do we have a brass brazier?
Brazier.
She says, it's not something I hold. It's not something I'm keen on. But you might be able to find something like that, possibly at the towers.
I just came back from it with Arden. Ah, shank.
That's not my problem, I'm afraid. Right, it's getting near evening. It's kind of getting... That is the time. She's just kind of checking it out and saying, right, we've got the last few stragglers from the festival. We will need to sort those out. When they've gone, you lot will have rooms. Well, there will be room for you to have rooms. But you still haven't sorted out this problem with my stolen booze.
Yes, it had been playing on my mind.
Wait. Stolen booze.
Yes, it was something that we were going to follow up on before all of the dramatics took place. But now that all of our, or the majority of our pressing matters have been settled, maybe we can make this final act in our way of paying back Treese's good kindness towards us.
I mean,
That sounds fair.
would you guys like to maybe pull together in RP your different strands, maybe to sort of talk about what are your, maybe pop down your quests and sort of say this is what we need to do.
Arden
An action plan.
Arden walks up to the table in front of... Well, I presume we're all eating in front of this table now, because Angela has graciously cooked us all a nice meal.
And beautiful it is.
And the roll wasn't very great, so it's all right. The food's adequate, even with the...
I think
She's
it's the
our
best
friend.
meal we've had in a fair while, to be fair.
And she's our friend. We just bullshit. Yeah, it's great.
You flirted with her.
Sorry.
Do I have to remind you this?
Reality.
So Arden takes out the amulet, the Moor amulet, and pops it down on the table.
It's
What's
cold.
that?
The back slides across the rough wooden surface.
Aside from the robbery that took place, I think the most important thing that we do right now is address what happened in the Underdark below Zimrica. Anjala and Rook still need some kind of attention from a temple.
In the sewer.
Well, yes, I mean, you're looking a little worse for wear compared to the rest of us, but I was talking more about the grey hair than the green cheeks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But two birds, one stone. I think a visit to a temple would be pretty critical before we move on and try and investigate a robbery.
Oh, I'm fine.
I actually have to go to the tower and to the library because, unfortunately, I was interrupted during my research of the book. so I don't have the information for the sewers.
If you remember, Litiana was going to send for you for that kind of stuff, but you do have the lovely little book token that you now
Yeah.
have the little animal.
However, and triple the numbers, I do have where we can find the books that will interest us in this matter. So what I'm gonna do is, because this is gonna take a lot of time, I'm going to go to the tower alone, and someone, any of you, can go to the tower before me and search for the book.
Normally,
I
I
will
would
come to help you
agree
later.
with you, but I think it's actually rather pressing that we all go to the temple. Um, while
Oh,
while I was washing with Ed and Darvel, I came across something rather worrying, and then I take out
you wash
out of
my
my.
son.
You asked me to.
You did.
Oh, yeah, I did.
What- um, how easily they forget.
Cute.
It was a lovely bonding moment in the
Yeah, it was
around the
lovely.
trough. Ice cold water and 3 naked men.
I was playing dad, remember? Out of the pouch of my robe, I take out the 2 really tiny. No, it's just the one. Sorry, the really tiny crystal fragment, and I place that on the table as well, next to the coin.
If you were showering together, I don't want to know where you found that.
Wait, is the
What?
shard from him or from the one we found in the
No,
monastery?
this is. I found this in the remainder of Ed's arm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's okay then.
Well, no, it's not.
Arden,
Oh,
Ed,
fuck.
you
Ed
hear?
never.
Arden, you hear? And the shard on the table slides towards the coin, almost like a kind of magnetism.
Oh, that's disturbing.
That's not good. That's not good. Keep them
I
apart.
I
Quick.
pull the crystal apart from the coin and I put the crystal back in my pocket.
So,
Ed was not the only
was there on Dalver? On Dalver. Dalver.
Well, this is what's more concerning. Darvel's situation is a lot more dire. It appears we've all been exposed to something under there. I
Means a
recommend
giant
that-
crystal that you touched?
Yes, but it didn't. Ed didn't touch it. Darvel did not touch it. And Darvel seems, with his years down there, well, unfortunately, his crystal is a lot larger and growing on his body. I think it is prudent that we all go to a temple and have ourselves purged of anything that might be growing within us.
I quite like my.
You touched the crystal. You did touch it and it sent you somewhere. Somewhere.
Look, we've
Are
all
you
been
sure
we've
you
all
are
been
okay?
exposed to this. We've all been exposed. We were all down there. Ed was down there.
Yeah,
he
but
never
you
touched the
touched it
crystal.
directly, and Rook touched you to
Yes.
make you.
Well, this is my point. We all need to go to a temple and we all need to seek some kind of healing
I'm quite liking
or some
my
kind of surgery.
silver fox look.
That's the silver fox look is the worst, the least of your troubles right now, Rook. What I'm trying to tell you is that large crystal down there could have little smaller crystals growing inside of you. Now, do I need to remind you what happened to the rest of my order that were down there?
At the
My
comment,
apologies.
At the comment, Silver Fox, Ketu growls.
Not you, Ketty. Okay.
Ketchy puts her head
Not you,
down.
baby. He's talking about something else.
I just suck my teeth at it. Like,
So
He licks your
my
hand.
best words would be before we go to sleep tonight, everybody have a good check over themselves. Just to see if there's any protrusions or anything that isn't where it should be.
check for lumps, basically.
Yes, but I think that should be our first port of call. Then, when we all know that we're in tip-top condition and better health, then we can search for this missing alcohol. Nyala can go and do what she needs to do in the tower. Whatever research, whatever collections she needs to get. And then there is also one more point of business other than the sewers. I take out the ring and pop the ring on the table.
Leave that part to me because obviously you fucked up something.
I found this ring down in the sewers. It belongs to the House of Sletney, which are now mourning the loss of one of their family, who was apparently the lord that visited us the other night here.
Oh, you mean the asshole?
Wait.
Yes.
Hang on. You said that he got home safely.
I said that we dropped him off in an alley behind the bakery.
Yeah,
did you
he's
do?
dead now.
He
I
is
asked him.
indeed-
He don't want to answer me.
What did you do?
Nyala, volume today because of people's heads, okay?
I didn't do anything. We dropped him off, we left him, we came back. Sin can attest to that. Sin was with me.
Then
It appears somebody took advantage of his fragile state and found him before the guard did.
No wonder who that would have been.
You can make an
shush
insight.
you.
You can make insight checks, Rook, if you want to.
I'd love to.
Do I get to make a deception check?
You could, yeah. Let's do it as a versus. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. Yeah, let's do like a deception.
With your
versus
luck.
an insight.
With your luck.
Yeah, with my luck, it's going to be terrible, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
19?
I like that Sin isn't like assisting
No, we
Argent at
can
all.
see if this is an advantage. If there's advantage, are you assisting Sin? Are you kind of backing this? Yeah. Okay, we can do it as you can see.
Oh, good.
Okay, we'll do it as an assist. So like, there's an implacable elven face stares back, not betraying. Well, try not to betray anything. Let's see if we can, between the two of you, don't just snigger about the murder of
I
the
mean,
slightly.
But the only way I'm going to beat it is by getting a natural 20, right? Because he got a 19. Well, I rolled 15, so...
And no pluses.
You want me to roll just to see what I get, or like?
You can see if you can keep a straight face. Yeah, let's just have it so we see
Alright.
who breaks. Like, you're trying to assist Arden, but
Oh, that's pretty good. I rolled an 18 plus what? What was I trying to do again?
deception.
Deception.
Deception. Oh, so 20 in total.
Okay.
Hey.
You look at this conversation.
Things more convincing.
The elf is implacable, Rook. There is a stoic face, but there's something in the eyes of Arden that don't quite match up to the words that are leaving his mouth.
Whatever you did, just please tell me that you didn't leave any witnesses.
You don't have back here.
If it did, Sin would be witness.
You know what I mean.
I
We
know.
both got back here unseen. We were very careful and cautious.
Good.
Yeah, you told me some guy thought you were married to Sin.
Yes, we had to play a little charade while we waited for people to pass. Yes.
Yeah, and I got the same scenery.
Scenery. Good one.
Wasn't my intention.
Puns. Don't put your head in your hands.
Chelsea, did you guys know that the finger for marriage was this one? I didn't. But this guy in the street that was clearly drunk thought we were married because I had a ring.
I didn't know what finger. We're getting.
You didn't
That's
tell
beside
him
the point.
wrong. I had to.
I didn't know you were wearing it on that finger. I'm
You could have
sorry.
told me. I told you.
Anyway,
Where's a human?
Ed comes over collecting some
not.
plates.
Oh, hi, baby.
Hi, Mum. Just collects up some plates and clears the dishes. Takes them out back. Therese like sort of nods to him as he makes his way back behind the bar and out into the kitchen space. And there's a few more people walking into the bar. It's starting to sort of get busy for that sort of supper meal. And you can see the last of the sort of the interlopers. You can see them gathering round the bar, and you can see them having the last meals, chatting away, and obviously the main topic of conversation is this giant, fantastic golem battle that happened outside the walls. And there are always little sly glances to your table, people trying to look your way, but kind of look without looking, because they kind of know that this is where you're from and this is your home turf, and they don't want to come up to you. They don't want to intrude on your personal space. They're being very respectful of you in your home place, but they all, they know who you are.
I think we may be famous now in this city, in this town.
They especially look to Rook and Nyala. They're the ones they're looking at the majority of.
well, that might certainly help get some things done.
Yeah.
So, line of order.
I mean, yeah.
Get some sleep. In the morning, we head to the temple and make sure that everybody's okay. Secondly, we attend to Teresa's alcohol problem. I'm talking about the theft, nothing else.
Don't say it like that. It sounds like she has some drinking problem.
The research to
Therese, we love you and we care about you.
the research to fix our sewer problem.
Mm.
And then finally, return this ring to the Sletney family.
We also have to find a place for Darville in the head to stay here.
I think we can, once we've finished these tasks, which are the most pressing, then we can go about our preparations before we leave.
So you are able to.
I mean, for what you're preparing, you need a week.
We've got less than a week to make sure that the sewer problem is fixed, otherwise Malgon is out. We've now got 5 days left. But I don't want to start making preparations for Darvel, because, well, if we don't get sorted at the temple, there might not be a point for any of us, so... I don't know about you guys, but I am knackered after not having night's sleep.
What time it is then?
I have slept. Is there anything? What can I do while you all rest to help our plans?
Question Treese. Find out as much details as possible about this theft, so that we can make quick work of it in the morning.
Okay.
Find out as much details as you can, and then pass them on to us tomorrow.
Jess said something about the name Snetley at some point.
Certainly.
Yes.
Is this your little friend, the one that was in the back?
Yeah. They are making soup. Good soup.
Right.
We can ask them some questions. Maybe how best to return this.
I think
Right.
Nan, you were the only one who heard
Yeah.
what they said. Do you want to just recount them maybe with what Jess said?
If I remember correctly, as the first night that we met Jess, they knew, they recognized the person that got hurt. And then yeah,
Oh,
and as we said goodbye that night, mentioned some personal feelings towards not liking this person. DM, did they say something like a family? I think we drew conclusions that it was an uncle, but something like they. What is Jess's pronouns again? Sorry.
They're just a they at the moment. You think
Okay, cool.
you haven't.
They said something about family. So perhaps we should be gentle with the questions we ask if we do.
Well, maybe that can be on your agenda tonight. You seem to have the closest relationship with them.
Okay.
Why don't you question Jess while the rest of us are sleeping, and then follow up with Treese afterwards?
Shall I take this ring?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Did
But
you?
don't lose it.
We have to wash it a bit because of the guy back in the shop.
I know that, well, Jess had sticky fingers, so
It's
keep
not
an eye on
just
it.
sticky fingers. It's
No, hold on.
poison.
There's confusion happening. Arden's talking about Jess being a sticky-fingered thief, and you're thinking about the Grung who has a poisonous touch. Yeah. So you think by now, Nyala, that the ring that poison would have dissipated over the time. It's quite like a short
Okay.
lasting poison time. So
That's
yeah.
kind of relief.
Well remembered though. Brilliant. Yeah. So
I completely forgot that, to be honest.
yeah, it was wrapped in
Got that almost murdered me.
It was wrapped in some cloth. Yeah. So
Yeah, Arden passes the ring and passes it to.
so
And
now you now have a non-magical ring, quite expensive piece of kit with 250. I think it was valued at. GP. It is kind of gold with
a big jewel in the middle.
Big red jewel in the centre. It is it's expensive looking, and this is a ring of the Slatneys, as Arden's found out, like a sort of something that someone might use for. You could use it for a seal type, that kind of stuff, like for might press it into something or.
Oh, it's like a signet.
Yeah,
You could say something.
You could use it as a kind of signet ring. So, you guys are free to go and have a nap if you need to sleep. Arden and Sin and Rook and Nyala, who have not slept.
I'm gonna do like a quick meet and greet with fans.
Like it.
I'm gonna search for
I
Barbara.
did sleep in.
Okay, cool. So we'll go.
Just like sign things.
Yeah, we'll go over to Rook, and you walk over. Can you make a perception check for me as you kind of greet your friends? What's your passive? Actually, you might just see it.
14.
What was your roll?
14.
Okay, there we go. So you are. Oh, hold on. I think you've all just switched places in OBS. Yep, you have.
Yeah. My PC did something fucking weird.
So,
Like, it kicked me out of the session.
okay, there you're back. You're back in the right order now. Can we do the chat if we're doing chat on the Roll20? Because
Oh yeah,
yeah, it'd be cool. 'Cause then it can pop up on the screen there.
I keep forgetting about that.
That's okay. What we're doing? So yeah, Rick, you notice one of the on one of them they've got one of the clay cups from Lucas's store.
Are you still recording, Peter? Because on my screen it doesn't say you do.
I am. Yes.
Okay.
He's not recording on Zoom.
Oh no, I was recording on Zoom. Maybe that disturbed it, but yeah, it was recording at one point. But it's recording on OBS, so I'll just make sure I'll just redo it there anyway.
Okay.
Maybe when you dropped out, it stopped it. I don't know. It's very strange. Yeah. So you noticed one of the clay cups from Lucas.
Ah, I see you went to Lucas's.
He says, yeah. And he picks up the cup that's kind of in like a leather strapping on the leg, and he turns it round, and on the cup in paint is it just says Rook Brew.
Is that Rook Brew? Does that say?
Yeah, Rook Brew.
That's brilliant. I tell you what. Here, get one on me. Give him like a gold piece.
He's like, it's like, looks at that amount. And it's like, that's like 4 months supply of stuff at Lucas's.
Well, there you go. Enjoy.
It's like, I heard that you were a kind creature, but such generosity.
Oh,
You and
just-
you fought valiantly. And it was one of the most peculiar battles that I've seen, and I've seen it every year of my life that I've been here.
And why is that? What made this year so special?
It was just different. Normally it's all out fighting. But even out there, through those suits, you could tell there was some sort of bond between you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of obviously we all fight together and we all travel together, but I think we kind of wanted to see what the giant thing the giants did. So we took out anyone that wasn't part of us, and then we just thought, well, fair fight, and let's beat the ever-loving piss out of each other without it having to worry about our own personal hells.
And I say, how was it being inside one? What did it feel like?
Scary. When you first step in and you kind of attach yourself, you just see everything kind of come towards you and encase you, and it's a bit daunting to begin with. But then once you kind of open your eyes and you are the golem, it's empowering. It's very, very surreal, and it's something that I will not forget for the rest of my days.
I should imagine so. Thank you, Maruk.
What was your name? Sorry.
Ted.
What was that? Sorry.
Ted.
Ted. Well, Ted. It was a pleasure to have spoken to you, and I hope that either in speaking to you or in you watching us fight, it inspires you to do something brilliant. Because you can. Maybe one day I'll fight you in one of those suits.
He says, I'd love to have had a go. And then turns to his friends, showing them the gold piece, and just chatting away, like really sort of like, yeah, like met a hero today kind of moment. Sin, you are pottering round, having a little listen out, and you can hear the kind of the the clacking and clanking going on in the kitchen space of the yak, and you expect that's where you would find a bell.
Can you repeat the last part? I didn't hear it.
Sorry, so you hear the clattering and the clanking of pots and pans out in the kitchen space beyond the main bar, and you imagine that would be the space where you would find Devel, which is who you were trying to find, I believe, yeah?
No, she's outside. Alright. Alright, yeah, I'll go to him.
He was doing veg. He's kind of chatting to Jess and talking about seasonings, and there's just a conversation. Jess is quite short, so they're actually on like a step, stirring this great pot of soup, fresh batch for the evening time. It's that particularly thick, meaty broth that you encountered before, that dear poor Ketu had a little bit too much of the first time he visited the yak.
Oh, the gravy thing?
Yeah, the gravy thing.
Alright. He's blind, right? So I can, like, is he blind?
Make an insert. Make a nature check.
Ooh, nature. What is my nature, real quick?
I have the cutest thing on my lap right now.
Or
My
maybe
cat
medicine,
is
maybe
licking
medicine.
me.
Oh, medicine's a lot better. Alright, so I wrote, that's 14. Where's medicine? I don't see. Oh, 22.
So you're looking at Devel like from behind, and when he was first above the ice, there was maybe it's just because he was used to having some measure of sight even in those dark places, but when he first became blind from the bright sun hitting him, as the sun crested that horizon as you escaped from out the dark, it was clumsy, klutzy, bumping into things and knocking things. It could be that he's just familiar with the place. It could be that he's just used to, the spaces in here and has learnt them. But if you think he's only been there a relatively short time, he is able to reach out and pick up things without having to sort of kind of touch out for them, to seek them with his hand. There's certain items that's like that you notice that he can actually grab them, but as you look at his eyes, they're still that completely white.
Alright. So I think. Okay, so is there like any fruit around? Just so that.
Fruit.
Yeah, fruit.
Yeah, probably. What kind of fruit are you looking for?
Any kind. Just so that I know I can make sure that I pass both Starville and Chess.
Okay, yeah, okay. You can find something like a small thing that resembles a kumquat.
The fucking. Yeah, alright.
Like a small thing like this.
Alright. So as I'm going through the kitchen and I go for the kumquat and shit, as I'm passing by Darvel, I'm gonna pat him on the back and say, "Good job," and cast lesser restoration. So that cures blindness, and see if that helps.
Okay. The eyes turn from white back to a piercing blue. He blinks a few times and rubs his eyes, and he is staring directly at you. He says, My eyes. My eyes. Sin, you gave me my eyes. I can read again.
You want prank Arden?
Frank Arden. What do you mean?
So he cares about you a lot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until recently where I found, not found, but learned an interesting spell. And I want to test it out.
What do you have in mind?
So, the spell is called Feign Death. And if you're winning and I cast this spell on you, you are gonna be in a state where you look like you're dead.
You're gonna have to make a persuasion check.
I hope this is good. What's my persuasion? Oh, it's only a plus
Okay.
2. Oh, that's I don't like that.
I want this to succeed just to see how funny it's gonna be.
Cause it's like 11 and then plus 2 is 13. It's not that good.
You don't convince him. He says.
Do I get an advantage though? I brought his eyesight back.
You don't get an advantage because he is too endowed with someone of his own race. The guy who sort of have rescued him from below. This is Arden is this character. He says, I see that would maybe cause some amusement, but I think it would be too cruel to impose that on the Arden. He has lost his home, as have I. Thank you for my sight. If there's anything I can do for you, that I can't think of a way to repay you right now. But I shall do my best in my ways.
Okay.
Jess is stood staring at you. You realise that the spoon has stopped and the gravy is clotting. They are looking at you like you are an absolute mage. They are staring at you like you just gave him his. You touched him in his eyes. And they're gobsmacked. They can not believe this at all. They're like, you must be so powerful. How did you learn this stuff? Where did it come from?
She just. How tall is she? She's like.
They're kind of at your height, but only because they're on the stool.
Alright, sounds just like.
Yeah, maybe maybe to your chest, kind of there. They're there. They can reach in the pot like this at a stove.
I don't know what to say. I don't talk to kids.
Is that what Sin says?
Yeah. Me too. I don't know how to speak to kids.
And they say, "Alright, kid." And they're a bit abashed by this, and they just turn their back on you and hood up and start stirring the pot frantically.
She just. I have my staff on me, right? Mm-hmm. Real quick. Let me check real quick. I'm grateful. Oh shit. And I didn't do anything for her. Oh, I have my staff and my wand. I'm not gonna do anything to her. especially since she's the one cooking the food. You never
Yeah,
know what she's getting.
she's just a little offended that you called her a kid, kind of thing. They don't really feel like a kid because they've been living on the streets of Kakanzak all this time. They feel that they have, they feel that they have earned the right not to be called a kid or childish, kind of thing.
If I don't know that, do I?
You don't know any of that, but that's what they feel.
Oh, uh, my passive insight is 18, if that helps.
You would feel that you would get that feeling that they were abashed by this comment for being called like childish. You know, they would consider being called a kid being a child, and that's not what they consider themselves to be. They consider themselves to be independent. They obviously hold some connotation behind the word kid or child that is not derogatory, but doesn't quite match their station of how they feel.
Darvel, what do I say?
Deville says, with young ones, and he looks at Jess. Sometimes it's best not to say anything, just to watch and to know their ways, and let them come to you when they need you most, and they shall.
I said okay. Alright. I guess I'm just...
Quick question, didn't the kid wanted to meet the champion? I can remember that from downtime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm just go. But if you tell Arden that I brought your sight back, I will hurt you.
He looks at you so confused, and like, you will see. Because the eyes have changed.
Don't tell him it was me.
Very well. I shall
Didn't
keep our
cast
secret.
blindness and deafness.
Yeah, he'll keep your secret. He says. The secret safe soon. You proceed off. You have the option to go to sleep if you want. At the moment, the sleeping is in the stables. You can go out the back way.
Yeah. Actually, since I still have some spell slots, since I don't really think I just used the one. Do I see Ketu anywhere?
Ketu is currently around Nan's legs in the main bar.
Alright, I'm gonna go and cast Speak with Animals real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, how did I do that? Give me a minute. Okay. Wait, let me look at the thing real quick to know what I'm getting myself into.
It's based on the intelligence of the creature. If they are less than a certain base score of intelligence, they just don't respond. Or they just don't know. And it's most of the time simple words. That depends on the DM.
Wait,
sometimes.
no, I don't think it's... Oh, I think it was Animal Messenger, but there's no other animals here. Alright, never mind. Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to run.
Okay.
I don't want to rest Ketu. Just yet.
Okay. You can proceed your way outside the front or the back door, whichever way you should go, and find your way to the thing. Trees gives you the key. You can let yourself in through the padlocked piece of fencing and make your way in there. Brooke, after having your signing session, what are you doing? You're going to follow? You're going to get your rest?
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, you're all pretty getting near
I'm
like another layer.
Tired. Yeah, I'm a tired boy.
Yeah, if you're not careful, you're going to get another layer of exhaustion again.
Don't hit me.
Arden.
So I firmly put the ring in Nanjala's hand, and I just say to her, "Be careful who sees you with this."
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm gonna get some rest. Good work today.
There's a coin placed in your hand now, and you can move Tofu out the way. Sensor.
No dignity.
He has the worst timing. What are you doing, Tofu? What are you eating? Weird.
Come on, he's cute. You can't just forgive him.
Oh yeah, he's cute. He's also weird.
My cat is weird. Yours is a cutie.
Yeah, I suppose.
I want to pinch at 6 because it seems so squishy.
Ring in your hand. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Is should I hide it? Should I not? Well, I wasn't gonna wear it or anything, so, but just be careful, I suppose. Ben, Martin.
Yes, just keep it out of sight, out of reach.
But I can show Jess.
Show it to her if you think it's necessary, and we'll get more information from her.
Okay.
Don't lead with it. Use it if you need to.
Okay. I'll do my best.
So, Arden, you're able to make your way to the places that have been designated for sleeping, which you have still yet to properly sleep in that space, really. You have been it's been non-stop since you got to Kanzax for all of you, apart from Nan. No, so we've got a little bit of rest, but yeah, Nan, you are now.
I did get a full rest. At the night where we doing shenanigans with cheese.
Yeah, Nyala, you. It is getting near the end of the day. You do feel that you are tired. You probably should sleep also.
I think before bed, I'm just going to chill a bit outside and feel the breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Since going to Kakanzax, I've bring back some memories and and I wasn't fully aware myself, so I'm just going to tell everyone I'm going to take a bit some hair, just staying outside if someone needs me. So just open the door and stand against the wall, just thinking.
Are you going out the front?
Nose in the air and looking around.
Front or back door?
Front door. Front door.
Cool. Yeah, so no problem. You're still quite bustling. There's people coming and going in and out of the tavern. Nan, there is a.
Can I say one last thing for Nan?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, of course you can.
Can she? Would it be a good idea for her to ask Treese where the Temple of the Wild Mother is in Kahanzax and who we best speak to in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
So when she's talking to Treese, if that's something you can question, that would be great. I'll just say Arden brought that up earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there is a clap clap. You know that sound. That is the hands of Treese beckoning you from your table. The last plates, trying to clear more room for the incoming throng of peoples to the evening shift. she beckons you to the kitchen, as Trees tends to do with sort of motherly authority, shall we say, and guides you out there. And Devel is out there and is behaving like you can see.
Devel?
Yes, Nan.
Arden's heading to bed. You maybe tell him if
He it's like he wants to say something, but he's like, I think he'd just better rest. I just wanted him to bed rest. I'll tell him it was bed rest in the morning, and yeah, we'll just wait till he wakes, and I shall give him the good news then. He needs his rest. He needs his rest.
Okay.
But I can help you with that book now, Nan.
Ah, yes. Well, see what Treese needs. I may be working tonight, but I'm sure that you would probably like to read something or see things that were not the same things that you've been seeing for the last many years. Please, you should go and enjoy this gift.
Treese walks out the back through the little gap that he's at the bushes. It's about Jess. You're done. Nan, I'm going to need you to stay. The soup's made. Just going to need a little bit of help with the bar. Ed, go get some rest. And like she calls out to the bar, and Ed proceeds, and he's like, Ed walks out the back and looks at Devel, and he's like, you see? Yes. You can see? What happened? I've heard onions can make you cry. I didn't know they could give you your sight back. It's like, it wasn't the onions, Ed. It's like, was it the carrots? They can make you see in the dark. It wasn't anything to do with vegetables, Ed. He says, Ed, we've walked through this town, but would you show me the town? He says, yeah, I'd love to. And Jess says, I can show you some of the places if you like that you might not have seen. And they look at him. They look at Jess, and they say, and he says, like Ed smiles. Devel looks worried, and Jess says, "No, it's not that bad. I just can show you some more interesting bits around the town. Some nice architecture." And they're all taken aback by this apparent appreciation of architecture from Jess. Do you want a cup of tea? Yeah, they leave via the back door.
Oh, Jess.
Yeah.
Before you go, you mentioned the Sletney name. What can you tell me about them and their nature as a noble family? Is that correct?
What do you want to know?
If we had a choice to see them and converse with them, or the choice to not, what would your advice be, and what would be the consequences of their displeasure in a, a person or a band of adventurers such as ourselves.
They ain't got nothing against adventurers, really. I mean, plenty round the place, off doing things here, there, and everywhere. But, like, they're not really called adventurers. They're just people doing jobs. But everything's a bit of an adventure in Froast. It's dangerous out there. They are, well, from what I can remember, from when I was little, when I was there, we helped built this place, the Slepneys. Lot of money. Lot of money.
A lot of power usually follows money. Would you agree?
Would indeed, yeah. They're powerful, alright. They've got a lot of sway. But money's dried up now, pretty much. They're just, like, old money. Like, they don't build anymore. They just kind of live off, what's that word? They live off the fat of the land. They don't do much anymore. They're not really out there. The older generation used to ship and bring in platinum, and that's how they built their wealth.
Okay. Did you used to live with them?
Yeah.
I see. I know that you no longer do. I won't. I don't need to know what happened.
You can know.
If you'd like to.
The hood pull back and taps on a horn.
Mm.
What's this?
Mm.
You can't have a Slepney with devil's blood.
Sometimes it's better to choose where you go and stay. Sometimes it's a hard path, and but I'm glad that we met, and that wouldn't maybe have happened if you'd been Slepney. Thank you, Jess. I'm not sure what to do with this information, but I feel like Arden may know what to do. I trust him with stuff like this. We'll see. Thank you, Jess.
That's alright. I mean, they're pretty decent. It's just less. I've heard he's dead, but I don't think many people will really care.
Dead. Gosh. Whew, okay. Wow. Okay.
Jess unties the apron and hands it to you.
The frilly apron with the excellent.
Mm-hmm.
we'll. Doesn't it have my? Did it have my name on it?
Yeah, I had something in the pocket.
I had something in the pocket chalk. Yeah. We should maybe make you your own. Maybe if we can find some material and we can. I think Sin knows how to weave.
There is
Well,
an approving nod from Treese.
Nanjala and Syncraft project. Roll for sewing. Love it. Okay, right.
Roll for Mithril apron.
Okay. I will get ready for a bar and evening restaurant shift and
It's going to be a kitchen decks, please.
this is like my third kitchen text.
+3 to protection from grease splash.
Yeah.
Kitchen deck.
Has advantage on any dexterity saving throw involving grease or onion.
Did you just a straight roll?
Yeah, because you haven't got your compadres.
Okay.
In there.
It's not too bad. 15.
Yeah, lovely. Would you like to add to your character sheet something for me? Could you add cook, please?
Do you mean in just where would you not the feet?
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Nice.
you have been cooking since you got there, so you can please add to your such hard work slaving away in that kitchen, cooking for everyone, prepping meals for everyone, and yeah, you can add that feat to your
I think you deserved it.
Thank you very much, DM.
So there is a food cooked, food prepared. It is lovely. Food is going out and in, and the evening comes to a close, and the yak is
I'm going to go inside back again.
Mhm.
Just look around and see who's up and who's down.
You don't see any of the others apart from Nan, and eventually the Vel and Ed and everyone come back from their early evening expedition. They're making their way to the barn area, these sort of stables, pardon me, outside, and everyone's getting some kip. There's the last few stragglers that leave. Therese locks up, makes their way to bed, and they encourage Nan to do the same. At the stables, you join a snoring bunch of bugbear and people, all kind of crouched around on these bales of hay and made in rudimentary beds out of this. What's there? It's still reasonably sort of warm out there. There's springs coming even to Kanzax. Niala, are you going to join them and bed down for the night?
I'm going to give Ed a stinky eye because I just got out, and I'm kind of suspicious about it. I'm going to follow Nan to sleep.
Yeah. So there's everyone gets a nice long rest, please, everybody.
Yay!
Okay, cool. So yeah.
Rook is a real big snorer.
Yeah. There's,
Yes.
There is some sounds like trying to manoeuvre a mammoth into a pen. But Nan, you've already done that as well as Sin.
I was going to say that was the first thing that happened when we got to Caucasian.
What the first thing? What?
And I
Your little logic
first thing
puzzle.
first. Just before going to bed, can Yala just ask Nan for cuddles?
Oh yeah. There can be some hug
She
times.
is she's warm. This is welcome.
There is some embrace and then some sleep. And awaking in the morning, the cold morning air greets you, and you are free to do whatever you wish to do, guys and girls. stimulations.
I imagine that during the night, Nyala would have moved. You know, this kind of move like cats do when you you go to sleep. They're at your feet,
Running around like
and you wake up.
madmen
They're on your.
3
They're
a.m.
on. They're like here or here.
Okay. Okay.
I understand.
Arden,
Thank you.
For like the liquid cat where you've filled a space. Yeah.
Arden, you awake, and next to your shoulder, somehow in the smallest amount of space possible, is an Iyala curled in sort of almost like, if you can imagine a furry full stop, that kind of like completely circular shape has been created next to your head, and somehow folded double. I did roll for it as well, it just happened to be Arden.
She wonders why people, and she wonders why people think we're married.
You awake. What would you like to do? You're in the city of Kakansax. It's a beautiful morning. There are birds flying above. There is the sound of the town coming alive. Not quite as bustling and as exuberant as before, as you feel that some of the festival stuff has happened and been and gone, as you saw carts and things leaving. Also, Sin, Arden, and Nyala. And
Did anybody check themselves for crystals?
I did a bar shift.
Did you
But
do it
once
too?
over when you're in bed is not difficult, is it, guys? Come on.
Go to the bathhouse and check for crystals.
We've got to fix the sewers before we can go to the bathhouse. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
DM thought of this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Planned every single moment of everything you've done so far.
Temple of the Wild Mother, then, anyone?
There was some chat that you had. You know where it is. It is.
Okay,
It
cool.
is on
I
the map.
suppose.
So
Okay.
it is on the Kansas map. Bottom left-hand corner, just to the south of the library.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we will, I presume, everybody would like to make their way there this morning, unless there's anything else anybody wants to do before we leave.
Oh.
Eat.
Wait.
We're not going to RP eating breakfast, are we?
No, there's
Is
breakfast.
Niana, are you gonna go to the library?
Yeah, after.
We all need to go to the temple, because we could all be infected with these nasty crystal things.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised you would be full of crystals since you touch it.
That doesn't be being full of what you're full of.
Ooh, there is.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Can I inside that?
You can.
I'm not even sure that was in character, to be honest.
There is.
Can I, DM?
You can.
What? Fine.
You can perception it to see if you heard it, if it was under the breath. So,
Oh, okay.
and you can counter it with a deception, if you wish. I guess.
I don't know whether that's.
Roll. Roll. Just roll.
I don't even like
Roll. I tell you, just roll.
deception. Christ. 9.
25.
You hear it.
You hear it?
It's just this constant bickering between Nyala and Arden that goes on. The rest of you make a hefty sigh as this is first thing in the morning. The first thing you are waking up to is Arden bickering with Nyala over similar.
The whole fucking married couple.
She started it.
I didn't. You did.
Rook,
You two just want to get married already, for fuck's sake.
No.
We are going to the temple.
Exactly.
Exactly what I was thinking as well. You make your way to the temple if you of Melora. As you approach, there are great columns that rise up the front of it, and steps that rise up to a sort of sheltered over space. This temple is well built and well maintained. You know that the Wild Mother is well worshipped on Kanzax. Most of you have experienced that this is one of the main gods that's worshipped, just through the very brutal nature of not just Kanzax but Frohast in totality. The harsh environment requires that people take blessings from the Wild Mother. What would you like to do?
Look for a cleric.
Oh, as we walk, I tell Arden what Jess said.
Over Jeff's situation.
Cool.
Yep.
So,
Let me.
yeah, within the temple, it is cool, but not the cool of being outside, the cool of stone. And there are pews and large statues and effigies carved on the wall, representing smaller deities also around the walls that you might have recognised from various experiences that you've had within the world of there is gods of there is Yun Shin, who is the god of rain. There is Yun Bongzi, who is the god of clouds.
Is Davo with us?
Yeah, the whole crowd's there. And Arden, have you looked at Dalbel this morning?
I mean, yeah. Definitely didn't forget about Darvel. Yeah, I've looked at him.
His eyes aren't white anymore.
In between bickering with Nyala.
I imagine you walked out in a huff, and Darvel kind of set up afterwards, and you were leading the kind of troop towards the temple, following the instructions. And when you got there, you turn round and kind of go, "Well, we're here then," and there is the kids in tow, and Darvel has blue eyes.
Right. Well, that's happened. How did that happen?
Arden, is it normal that he's not with white, right? Not
Darvel,
blue.
how many fingers am I holding up?
You are holding 4 fingers, Arden.
Incorrect. 3 fingers and a thumb. Still.
You
Why?
wanker.
What did you do? You are not Davel. Where is he?
What happened?
I woke like it. It seems all I needed was good rest and good hearty food at the yak. It must be, Nan, it must be your cooking.
Insight check.
And he goes, maybe it was the onions or the carrots.
Insight check.
Yeah, go on insight, and he's going to do deception against him.
Nan, do you have some magic cooking skills?
Maybe now. I've been getting better. What's Sin doing during all this? Just like sniggering.
I bet.
25.
You know that it's not bed rest. You
Darvel,
see straight through it.
Darvel, please. Tell me the truth. You're the last person I need lying to me right now.
Okay, it was not rest, but I have made a promise, and I will not break it. You should understand promises made.
He made a pact. He's a warlock now.
Fine, keep your secrets. Let's try and sort out everything else. Let's look for a cleric. Look around the room.
Yeah, you
For a
proceed.
temple.
Go inside. Like I said, tall ceiling. Main room is kind of like one sort of colonnaded space. There are pews either side. Little sections on the left and right as you move up, where there are people kneeling, praying, writing. There is a upper balcony that you can see that runs around the rest of the space above you. There must be some access to it. You haven't found that as yet. And then possibly floors above. You can see that this building is quite tall from above. From outside, you can kind of make out that there's more space than what you can see here. There is someone at the central altar. There is also about halfway up the space. Imagine that the pews make a kind of cross shape. For if you were looking bird's eye down, there's a central line and then a cross that runs through across the middle. In the centre of that, there is some sort of font filled with water. There's also someone there. There's someone immediately that's the first person you would see, and then beyond that, at the sort of like a lectern type thing, is another person.
Approach the person at the font, then I suppose. There's no kind of sermon or anything going on. No. The pews aren't full of people. We're not walking to the front and going, "Excuse me."
No, there are people in quiet prayer.
Okay, cool.
But this is.
Oh God, this is not the party you want in the middle of a holy place. Right, here we go.
Whisper.
Excuse me.
Because I want to.
Yes, a brown cloaked figure appears at you.
Hello. I was hoping to speak to a cleric. Are you a cleric?
No, just an attendant.
Where can I find a cleric?
Just is further up to the person at the altar.
Thank you. God be with you.
May they
And
also go with you.
I just walk before he even finishes.
Watch the others. Kind of. Are you all following Arden? Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Cool.
God. It's gonna...
Yeah, but I'm just like looking at Dava and be like, once. So sometimes just poke him on the shoulder, be like, "Are you real?"
Nyala, for the last time, I'm real. I'm here.
Yeah, but your eyes.
I know.
Did you make a pact?
No, let's not discuss such things in this place.
It's illusion magic. Contact lenses. Right.
I have a
Yeah,
brain.
walking up to the other person that the gentleman at the font pointed out.
Yeah.
Say gentleman. I don't even know whether it was a man.
There is a character in sort of finer cotton white with hints of blue and greys that hang down. Their raiment has a sort of a drape of silk embroidered with waves and storms.
I presume you're the cleric of the Wild Mother?
I am.
Wonderful. We have some rather urgent matters that we need to discuss with you, and hopefully you have the skills that we need. I'm sorry, I've never done this before, so I don't know the correct protocol for enlisting the aid of a cleric.
We give aid as
I
what is it you need aid with?
well, I was part of the Order of the Open Hand.
Yes,
Um,
I know it.
I was once a resident of Zimrica.
The face changes to more fascinating.
Recently, we found Zimrica.
The face changes to more surprise, eyes opening.
We found the collapse site where the remains of Zimrica fell to some kind of underdark, some deep caverns below the ice. And there we came across, and I take out the very, very small fragment of crystal in my fingers and hold it.
He covers your hand and grabs your hand, covers your hand, and pushes the crystal inside. Put it away. Not in this place. Not here.
I put it back in my pocket. Well, let's just say we came across one much, much, much larger than that.
I've seen much larger. Come with me. He beckons for
Okay.
you all to come to the side chamber, and
I just look back at everybody and like, come on.
you're beckoned into a small room where there is a desk and there are scrolls and manuscripts, and it's kind of like a wooden room built within the stone walls, so dark wood and shining and gleaming, well polished. Candles adorn the room, the walls all well melted, and although there is not need for any candles at this time, there is a piece of stained glass depicting the wild mother holding back a great fiery figure, clashing of sort of swords in some sort of holy battle. And he gathers behind the desk and says, I've seen these crystals. I've seen the fall, the shard fall.
Would I know of the shardfall?
You would probably, you're a resident, but you've never been near it.
I've heard of this place. However, this was far, far from the shardfall. This was deep underground, below Zimrica. And I take out the small one again and I place it down on the table. I found this inside my one-armed friend here.
He looks and says, what inside of him?
Inside of him. Now, we were down there for a week.
Yes.
Darvel, if you wouldn't mind showing.
Devel gingerly pulls off this kind of tattered cotton cloth that he's been wearing for the last 15 years. Pulls it over his self, and beneath the right armpit, you all standing behind, Devel's kind of moved to the front, you all see this bulbous black lump that is in the armpit and sort of behind, with tendrils that kind of reach round into the chest, and it is semi-transparent, but if you peer deeper, you can see glints of pink within this.
This was a week. This is 15 years. We were all down there. I'm concerned that we all might be, in other words, infected. Is it within your power to restore all of us, cure us, remove anything?
I have an idea. I have a power to detect good and evil. I would need to have you isolated, each of you, a great distance between you and any of these crystals to be able to establish if the evil resides within you, even dormant.
Detecting it and removing it. However,
Arden, I don't think. I think they would have done it if they had something. Because I don't think this
I
is
removed
good.
this one from Ed, then
You do it manually.
yes.
But for Darvel,
There has to be something you can do for that.
We have medicines and things, but I think that we establish first if you are tainted.
Okay, then secondly, Darvel is, well, how do I explain this? He is as old as he appears, but he doesn't usually appear that old. However, my friend and I Jester at Rook and I Jester at Nan, they look far older than they should. There seems to have been some kind of curse placed upon the three of them.
How long ago?
Valvel, well, it's been years. For my friends here, little under 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Little under that. Maybe a week
for
at
the
most.
age, it was 4 days ago. For the age, but 4 days ago.
Since we left.
You travelled the
When
ice.
when was the aging actually done?
So that was when
The age was when we were leaving, when we were in the monastery.
you were in the monastery. You left. That was morning, night, morning, night. It's about a week and a bit, I think, ago.
What cast the aging on them again? I've forgotten.
It was the sucking of the soul, basically, of the corpse.
Those
Oh yeah.
scary things that we looked at.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, don't make that noise.
They set the age
Okay.
of their life.
4 days, years for Darvel.
That is a long time to remove such a curse. There are magics that can do that, but not that I possess here. But there are certain artifacts that might be able to reverse the aging. And he kind of moves from behind the desk and then examines this thing on Devel, and as he touches it, it visibly moves. All of you see it twitch.
Just the bulbous bit, or the tendrils and.
Like that organism moves independently of Devel.
Rook's going to throw up.
This is not good.
Doesn't Rook have the most constitution of all of us?
Yes,
He
but he
does.
doesn't like shit like this.
Oh,
Weird
no.
shit is not his thing, so bleh.
Pete's pulled an alien on us.
there is, yeah, it twitches like something gestating.
Well, what do we do?
Oh.
Where do we go? Who do we ask? What do we need to get? Just give me answers.
He says, I need to consult the books. Let me find you, see what lies within each of you first.
Sure.
And he gestures for like there's to be some sort of process where you move away from each other, and over a period of time he casts Detect Good and Evil on each of you. And when he casts it on you, Arden, he doesn't detect anything on you but in your bag.
Oh yeah.
He says, what is that? There is great evil near you.
Ah, yes. Well, they're the same as this, just a lot larger.
You need to, for me to get a clear reading, they must be far from here.
Right. Brooke, would you mind holding on to these for a moment and maybe walking to the other side of the temple?
Sure.
And then I'll take them back, and then you can have your turn. Is that
Yeah,
work?
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Rook, can you do me a wisdom saving throw, please? Rook's not been that near him yet.
15.
You feel cold in your hands that kind of emanates out from these things, and it's horrid. It's like what you imagine a grave would be.
These are wrapped up. You're not even touching them. These are wrapped up. Fuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just take them and walk to like the other end of the temple.
Your hands are kind of shaking a little bit as you do so, but you manage to steady yourself, and take this wrapped bag of silk to the other end of the temple.
I'm just going to gesture him like, put it down. Put it down. It's better for you.
Be fine. Be fine.
He then casts.
You just puke!
He then casts a spell again, and you all appear to be clear. There's no taint of the crystal in you guys that he can find.
Beautiful.
Sorry, Cleric, what was your name?
Wraith.
Sorry?
Wraith.
Wraith.
Raith.
Okay. Scary name.
Scary guy.
Oh, thank you for that.
Not a trouble.
Now,
I need to
for
spend some
my
time.
agent.
I will need to consult the books and see if there are something that we can find.
How long do you need?
He looks around his library and pulls down a shelf. He says, pulls a book from. Doesn't pull down a shelf. He pulls down a book from the shelf, rather. Starts wrecking his library.
Dexterity saving throws.
He pulls down a book and starts flicking through. He says, there are certain artifacts that lie in places guarded by jealous creatures that might be able to reverse this process. Magic that I am not a fey with, of the necromantic kind.
Can you do something just for the aging, for those two?
That's what I'm saying. This is
Okay.
beyond me. The time has passed that normally the spell could be reversed, but a day and a bit maybe, but not as long as you have had the curse upon you, and certainly not as long as your friend of hell with the creature. Not without an artifact of great power.
Honestly, I'm kind of okay with being old. I look pretty good for it, so it doesn't really bother me. We can take as long as we need to find whatever we need to find.
And have you got any kind of anti-venom or anti-poison, something like that, that can sort him of his other conditions? I'm afraid he's
He fell in the
stubborn
sewers.
when it seeks medical help. He's pretty stubborn.
No, I'm not.
Um,
Yes, you are.
you suddenly feel unpoisoned, Rook.
Beautiful.
There's a twist of the wrist and kind of no of his wrist. He kind of turns his hand and out of it comes some energy, and you are no longer poisoned.
Thank you.
He says to you, "We have places to keep things such as you hold, Rook, if that's your name. You have this bag of crystal, this kind of rack of crystals, and Arden, you have the small piece. Things that carry great power, and we can store them, hide them, negate their effect."
Do you think that they pose a threat to us if we bear them?
There are those that seek these.
I would say bring them on.
I want an insight check to see whether he is genuine in his concern to protect them, not that he just wants to take them from us.
Good. Yeah, go for it.
Just after you do that, I want to ask him something.
Okay, hold on. Let's get this insight.
One of the few talents that Arden has, and of course it's a natural fucking one. It had to come at some point in the night. Like, had to.
You try and get.
I feel like every session, as its natural one.
There is you
Yep.
can't get a read on this this quite stoic person.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, there was some other strange thing back in this underground thing. We came across some.
Oh, hello. Oh, I've just lost everybody. Hello.
We can hear you. Your video has frozen. Oh no, you're back. You're back.
Sorry, guys. Yeah,
Yep.
just suddenly glitched in. Sorry, folks. Yeah, go on. Sorry, what were you saying, Diala?
I see. So yeah, when we were down there, we came across some kind of well, a bit like a church, but in a demonic way. Like there was an altar for sacrifice, and a sacrifice was made. But there was like this kind of big sword that has one demonic figure, and another one with tentacles. That might not be good. Do you know something about it?
I'm just going to make a history check. They look at their they look towards their books and say, and pull one down off the shelf and kind of flick through and show you a picture, and the picture is of the creature on the right that you saw in the temple. a winged
Wait.
thing.
Or one of the flying things, one of the flying things that attacked us. Wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
No?
No. If you remember, the temple had 2 statues.
Oh, the
Yeah. I mentioned it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the tentacle one and the
Yeah,
rather
there was
demonic.
there was the illithid, and then there was the like almost gargoyle-esque kind of one, wasn't there?
Indeed, there was.
Okay.
It's probably, if you were looking at it today, it looks like a Baphomet. If you want a reference,
Oh.
Alright.
a
Don't know what
reference,
one of those is.
a reference for modern day, like out of character, is a Baphomet.
Didn't those statues have like drawers underneath them, or am I making that up? We never looked in them though.
There was a chest next to it, which is where Arden
Oh.
got some crystals from, which might be what you're
Yes.
thinking of.
No, yeah, I'm misremembering. I thought that there were drawers in with the
The
weapons.
weapons, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was under another little statue, like a sort of cross-legged figure within the sort of temple corridors of Zimrica.
I take out the amulet with the maw on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I show that to Wraith. Does this mean anything to you?
And he says, "No."
No.
It's not a symbol I recognize.
About those creatures, do you have any idea why they would be worshipped and down there?
Dark places hold dark things.
I
And
mentioned there were those that were after the crystals.
yes,
This cult, well, this is where we took them from.
but
They had them at an altar of sorts.
they are a bad sign. They are corruption incarnate. They twist and ruin flesh and life.
Right. Can you give us more information on where we find one of these artifacts then? And we will add that to the list of the many things we need to do to cure our friends here.
You will need to give me a few days.
I can give you a hint.
That's fine, we have days to kill, things to do.
He
Yeah.
says a hint and turns towards Sid.
Yeah, a hint. I know for a fact, I think, because I do not remember the conversation fully, I say that part out of character, that one of them is in Remains Peak? Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm. The Renmain Peaks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Where are they?
They are to the
On
west.
the west.
Right. That's not Canuses.
No, it's we're still talking on the same continent.
Same.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
It's
Canuses
just
is
like,
different.
it's west from
Canuses is a different continent.
Kanzak.
west of Kansas, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at it on the world map, and I was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" Then I looked at the shop house, and I was like, "Oh, it's right here." Ugh.
Right.
You're still wandering around in the snow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looks like the warm clothes that the nice tribe gave us are going to be useful.
Okay,
Feel like we keep getting more questions than answers.
Yeah, I want to go out of the cold, please. I'm not made for this.
Looks like we've got more places and more to do before we can leave the cold, I'm afraid.
I want to go home.
So much for leaving Kanzax and going straight to Mordenstall. Right. I take the thing with the crystals from Rourke.
Hmm.
I take, because they were wrapped individually, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I take one out, and I give him the other two.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw? You just touched a crystal.
No, it's wrapped. It's still
Okay.
wrapped, isn't
Okay.
it?
Yeah. How are you giving him the rest? You're just handing.
Because they were individually wrapped
Were
inside.
they? I thought it was just a giant one, and
No,
then
no.
I just.
No, it's like
That-
you've pulled the
Oh.
silk out the bottom of the tray, so they're in like
Yeah,
like a
so it's like-
haversack.
Oh, okay. Yes, sorry, I'm getting things wrong. Um,
If you're
what can I
handing,
use to grab one?
sorry. Oh,
What could I
can you
use to grab one?
Don't know. What can
Don't you have like gloves or something?
I've got braces. They're not gloves.
I thought you
I'm
had
going.
gloves before.
I'm going to detach my cape and be like, put it around and it to the cleric. Be like, I think this should be
I've got
good.
no. I've got my cold winter gloves, haven't I? I've got my cold weather gear.
Mm-hmm.
I have gloves.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll just grab one then.
Okay. You
Shit.
have one in
It's
your
probably a
hand.
bad idea.
No.
Grab one, give him the other two. Still wrapped up in the silk.
Just as soon as these are out in the sort of open air, like everybody can feel like close to them, that cool, that grave dread, fear, just darkness.
I hate this. Okay. Just
Um,
put the thing away, destroy it. I don't care. Put it away.
Who are the small ones? Who has those?
These are the ones that were in the chests. So
No, but like he also has small ones that he took out of Ed. What are those?
Yeah, I've still got those in my pocket, but I'll take the larger one and I'll pop it in my backpack.
Okay. You take-
But
you
the other
take-
two still wrapped in silk. I'll pass to the cleric.
Yeah. Oh, that's alright. Sorry, I can hear knocking. Is it you? Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So he takes them. He says, "We shall keep these safe."
Just
And if-
destroy them. That will never bring any good to anyone.
Or what if we need them for something?
They are notorious.
What do you need them for?
They are notoriously.
Not healing, for sure.
He says they are notoriously hard to destroy.
It was difficult enough to get fragments off of these large crystals. Imagine how much more difficult it is to completely obliterate them. These fragments themselves are incredibly rare.
They are not for good. Since when do you know the existence of this crystal?
Since I tried to break a piece off of it in the Underdark.
Not you,
You're talking to Wraith.
cleric.
Yeah. So
Godfall.
Wraith says Shardfall has been there as long as can be. Before
And
time.
you let a fucking giant crystal that could damn all of Kansas and this continent grow.
Not grown. It's never grown.
That's at least good news.
It just was there.
If we can barely touch these, imagine one like massive one that's on the map. You probably couldn't even get anywhere near it within miles.
You touch it. You went
No.
straight to the stars.
No, the one on the map,
Yeah.
Shardfall.
Shardfall is a lot larger. The one that Arden.
Shardfall looks as big as a city. So it probably kills anything around it. I don't know, that's just theory. Haven't been there. Right.
Worse.
Anybody else have any questions or anything they think that we need to do here?
Sin, do you want to ask anything?
I was gonna ask if we knew about Sharkfall, or if I knew about it because I think I read about it in the journal.
Mm-hmm. Did read some about it. Yeah. You know a little of the cursed area. You know that there is exploration happening of Shardfall.
All right.
That's the opposite direction that we then down the peaks, right? The
It
peaks from the
is.
west.
It is.
Shardfall's
It is
east.
northeast
Yeah.
from where you are.
Okay, cool. So that's not where we're going. Brilliant. That helps. Right then. What was next on the agenda?
Nan, did you have anything you wanted to ask this cleric? You just want to check that everyone's cool.
No, I don't think so. We've got a plan for the aging stuff, right? I'm just double checking. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan.
Sin has some information.
Oh, okay.
And also with the research, he's kind of pointed the guy in the right direction. So it might only just take a day or so now with this information.
Okay, cool. Well, the only thing that I wanted to do when we entered was look around and see what kinds of people are in this temple. Are they all one kind of people, or?
There's lots of hoods.
Just like a cult.
Big, quietly meditating and praying in places. We can make an investigation check if you were kind of like intensely, or a perception to see if you can make out without a perception if you want to make out without kind of interrupting the people.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm basically just trying to. I think you know.
Oh.
Yeah, go for it. Perception, please. Then you're going to actively perceive rather than just passively perceive. That's when you make a roll.
Yep, I got a 6. It's bad.
Just hoods.
The greater good.
Boys, he got his hood up. He's fuck ugly.
Yes, Sin.
I want to ask the cleric something. So, because I forgot her name.
Wraith.
Race. Oh, Race. Okay. I asked them if there's like a jewelry store or a blacksmith that I can go to.
You've already been to near a blacksmith's. The blacksmith's is up near.
Yeah, but I don't know that, right? So I was just walking around. I was just.
Oh no!
I wasn't. I didn't know.
You went there. You
Or
went.
did I?
Yeah, it's near Malgom's workshop.
Oh shit! All right. Since I was planning on going to with Niana to the library to go do research, but here Race has already got that down, so I got my own personal agenda to do now.
Okay, cool, no problem. So yeah, you have finished in this space. Where would you like to move to, party? We'll start with Rook. What are you up to?
I thought we were going to try and go and find the alcohol.
Do I dare suggest that we split the party, and who wants to go to the library to get research for said sewer thing to finish that bit off, while some of us go and drop off the ring, and then reunite and speak to Treese, and then go and do the alcohol?
Yeah, can do.
Does that sound accurate, or should we just go and do the alcohol now?
Just have to go to the tower before.
I don't mind.
Need this familiar.
Yeah, I have to go to the tower too.
So if Sin and Yala go to the tower and the library together.
No, I'm gonna go to the tower, and then who said they were gonna go with do the ring thing?
Well, like if we're splitting the party, then I mean, does anybody want to go with Nyala to the library or not? No. Okay.
I was gonna go, but Rachel already got that covered, so I'm good for that. So
You want to go to the tower, so you both want to go to the tower.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to the tower, and hopefully go and drop off the ring with one of you guys.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I got plans.
Yeah, like you need to share with Sin probably something about buying and selling at the tower, probably.
Then, if you want to go with me at the tower, Arden is gonna need you to give you the card, because there is a system there that we have to pay with a card in order to have magical item.
I don't want magical items. I just need something to be made for me.
Well,
Even
we
with
have
this, you have to need a card, in fact.
in the tower. But
I think
Yeah, I
it's
know
fine.
it's a pain, it doesn't make sense.
we've got credit on it. How much credit was left? It was 250 for the potions. It was 6,000 for the braces. How much was it for the quiver again?
I think
5?
yeah, 5. I think it was, and then you've got like
500. So 750, 6,750. So there's 750 left.
750. Yeah, 750.
So there's 750 gold left in credit. So there you go, 750 gold credit limit. Don't
Alright,
max
I
out.
take it.
I just grabbed Sin arm and be like, shopping?
You've just been given.
I smack her.
You've
I
just,
smack her.
you've just
Wait,
been,
actually, real quick. Let me do something real quick.
you've just been
Sin
given
come-
his credit card.
Sin
I
comes
need-
back with a harem of concubines.
I need to roll for what's gonna happen.
Oh no.
Yep, I smack her.
There is a beat on your arm. Sin does not want to be held at all. But Sin, you now have Daddy Arden's credit card, and you are able to move on wherever you wish to go. Nan, what do you want to do?
Never hear the words Daddy Arden ever again. Please.
Oh no.
Um,
Who said it?
See, I'm
Pete
so
said it.
sorry, I'm
He
so
said it,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
no, that's okay. Okay, there's been worse.
It's the strangest family.
I'm a bit worried. So I don't want to go to the library at all. But I'm worried that if I go to return the ring,
I'll go with you. Just tell me where you want to meet up. Because I was kind of going with anyone who's going to drop it off.
well, I'm concerned that if I go to somewhere where they are maybe not the friendliest bunch towards tieflings, they might not help us.
Racist. You're basically...
So
Yeah, they're...
I
Yeah.
don't trust you alone with Nan because she's too nice. So if you are going and I watch you going, I'm just going to finish my thing and rush
But
to
if these people
accompany
are
you.
racially motivated,
And we
can I
kick
just
them.
can I just point out that there is a bugbear, a tabaxi, half-elf druid that turns into animals, a tiefling, and one human. So,
We kick them. If they're racist, we kick
and
them.
that human, unknown to them, is the one that killed the member of their family. So none of us are on good form going
We-
into the conversation.
I'm the champion.
We
I'm the
kick
champion.
them with warhammers.
Oh.
Not the
Real,
purpose of this visit.
real quick. Cause I already had a plan of what I was gonna do for said day. You know, for like today in the game. The clothes that she has on are like basically the noble clothes that she would have worn at when she was back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Okay, considering this seems to be a little bit more complicated.
Whoa.
Whoa, a lot of feedback coming through from Sin.
oh, sorry, my bad.
It's all right. Considering there seems to be a little bit of complication with who wants to drop off the ring, then how about we split the party? Nyala and Sin can go to the tower. Nyala can then go to the library, while the rest of us go back to Treese and get all the information we need on the alcohol to act on that. And then Nyala and Sin can come back and meet up with us, and then we can all go off as a group together and do the alcohol.
good.
I think that if we do this, Sin might not find me back.
Well, you don't have to, like, you're both doing different things just in the
Yeah.
same location.
Yeah.
So you don't have to come back together. You can come back at different times. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as
But the
time
thing is, if Nyala finds something about the system in the sewer, she might or might not go alone.
well, we don't know that. And
Mhm.
if Nyala does that, Nyala does that.
Okay.
Just saying to DM because that
Yeah,
might.
you tell me when you get there. So what happens is you proceed out of the temple and split your ways. Sin and Nyala will do your temple stuff going on now. So Nyala, what you getting? Your
I'm
brazier.
just. Yeah, I'm just searching for it.
Yeah, there's a hardware store. You've actually been in to this area. It's
Yeah.
it's about
Hardbest.
Just pop my in and be like, "Hi, it's me again. Forgot to tell you, I need a brazier.
brazier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know where I can find one?
Yeah, they provide you with this item,
Wrong department, love. Sorry.
and you have a small cauldron type item that is able to be used for doing stuff.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Bring some clients.
It's quite a lot of the of the credit. So I'm just trying to find. Yeah, I think it's quite expensive.
Brazier.
Yeah.
I remember it's something. That's for the combinants of the spell. Let's say it's we're just because you've got the thing with the symbol on it. What would you show? Your little gold chain with the little book upon it that you receive from Litiana. They charge you 25 gold.
Okay. 20. Okay.
25. Yeah. And Sin, what are you trying to do at this place?
I'm just going to say, while Sin is doing this, I would be in the hallway, doing my ritual for finding my familiar.
They would be not. They would. This is not the place to do this. You would feel in yourself that this is not a place to cast a ritual. This is a very busy hallway, basically, and you are just trying to set up and start setting things on fire.
Yeah, okay.
They discourage this behaviour. There are stern looks and shakes of heads.
I'm heading to the blacksmith.
Okay,
As
going
a
up to the
heads up.
blacksmith. Okay, cool. Yeah, is up. That's past the tower. That is up top northeast corner of the cave.
Alright. So I go, and who do I see working? And like,
There
is it like, so when I walk to the blacksmith shop, is it like, how does it look inside?
It is the walls are hung with this. There's a kind of solid part, and then there's an outside part with an anvil and a forge sort of thing being heated. There are bellows being pumped by a small creature. Hammering at an anvil is a large form that is green toned to the skin, large muscles, pointed ears, hoops and rings that run down each of the ear. Bare chested, animal hide, shorts, and very simple but sturdy boots.
Alright, I knock.
Yeah.
So that I could get their attention.
Yeah. They're hammering away. They don't hear you.
Ah, fuck. I forgot it's a blacksmith. Alright, I just walk in.
Yeah.
Like, so that I could get in their field of vision.
Yeah. They look up as they're hammering. They carry on. And then they kind of temper the blade. And there's a filling of smoke as they cause it. Yeah.
I was wondering if I can get something commissioned. I don't know if you're the best person to do this or someone else. I was wondering if you can make a necklace for me.
What do you mean? If I'm the best person to do this?
Well, I don't because I plan on putting something, a small gem inside of it, but I don't know if I should like come to you so that you can make the necklace and I can just put it in, or if I should go to a jeweler for that stuff.
So
So,
I can do fine work.
all right,
And he reaches a sword from the wall and turns the hilt towards you, and you see that it is ready for inlaying with gems, and it is very finely, intricately carved. Bare handled. There's no binding or anything on it. It's still in the work in progress, but the work is fine.
impressive.
Yeah.
Um, how long would you say it would take to make the necklace?
So let me get this straight. You want like, do you want to be able to drop something inside of it? Do you want to be able to mount the thing to wear a gem upon your chest? Explain your concept, please, as my my understanding of what you require needs to be quite precise.
All right, and then I'm telling you out of character because I have no idea how to like.
Cool.
All right. So what I'm planning on doing is taking the shards from Arden.
The little
And
crystals that you found in Ed.
yeah, the just one crystal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many he has. He has more than one, or just the one?
Two, was it, Arden? Or which one? One.
One.
Yeah, just one. One piece.
All right.
I've only
Well,
got
I
the
was
little
just
one from Ed.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So I'm planning on taking the other one from Arden.
Mhm.
I already have a plan, so you don't have to worry about that. And um, and I was planning it so that I can like embed it either myself or I have to bring the shard the to the blacksmith so that he could do it himself so that it could stay in there.
Mhm. So, do you want it to be? What I'm trying to establish is, do you want it to be able to be visible when you would wear this as a necklace, or do you want it to be sort of, um, like a locket that you would put something inside and
Yeah,
keep a picture inside where it can be completely sealed and conceal the gem, or do you want it to be like a pendant where you would have a gem
like a pendant, a pendant.
where you could see the gem?
Yeah, to a
Okay.
degree. Yeah. Actually, I think I have something similar. Give me a
Okay,
moment.
yeah, yeah. If we can get a visual, that's even better. Props. I like it. Um, while the prop is being fetched, um, uh, Nan
I
and
don't like this.
Nan
I have
and
a bad feeling.
Nan, where are you going? What are you doing? Let's re-establish that. You were heading back to the dusk. Oh, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, to mount it in. Yeah, he says he can do this. A few days, but he would need the crystal.
He wouldn't,
He
or
would.
he would.
He'd need to shape the metal around it.
All right, I'll tell him I can try. Oh, I can get you the crystal. Maybe tomorrow morning, depending on what happens.
Bring it to me, and I will begin the work for you. Depending on the size of the crystal, and it will vary the price.
Roughly, how much is this gonna cost me?
20, 25. Depends how fiddly the work is.
All right, all right. All right, I'll see you hopefully early tomorrow.
He nods very well, and then picks up a cloth and throws it at the small creature at the side of the room, and the creature's spurned back into action and carries on pumping the bellow that fills the furnace.
Question, DM.
Yes.
You mentioned back at the temple that nothing was detected. Sin saw something on the back of Arden's head, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that something Arden knows about or not?
Did you check yourself out before you went to sleep the other night?
Probably not. No. Nobody did. Even though Arden said to everybody to do it. Because he had already checked when he was doing the washing.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't check again.
No, you wouldn't have
No.
checked again.
Okay.
But you didn't.
So I was going to ask because while he found the crystal doing the washing, so
He did.
he just checked himself
But
But I
while
didn't
doing
find it
so
while doing my
Yeah.
wash. I didn't find
You
it.
didn't find it at that time.
If it is a crystal.
if it is a crystal.
It's from the golems.
It is indeed, Nan. Well done.
Oh!
That thing is where, because Treese has the same one and it got cut because of the awful tiefling. But we don't know that really. I mean, all we know, all Sin knows is that now their party members have got weird markings on their neck.
I didn't link that. I completely forgot that detail. Okay, cool. You can tell that Ariel makes more detailed notes than I do.
It's like in Existence, that really cool movie.
I flipping love that film. I bloody love that film.
So good, so good.
Which film?
Existence.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's a weird one.
Go watch it. It's amazingly weird and like virtual reality and organic weaponry and oh yeah, it's badass stuff.
Okay, cool.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Not a sponsor.
We fucking
Dude,
weird.
it's like from the early 2000s. They would.
That'd be so funny if we were like suddenly sponsored by a film released in 2001.
Just
Yeah,
sponsored by anything would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not anything. Anyway,
Moving on.
tangent completed. Back to
This whole
Nan was
episode
it?
has been a tangent.
Magic being sponsored by
No, come on. No more
I-
sponsors. No more sponsors.
by
Right, come on.
someone.
Game.
Just
Game.
one thing.
No.
Imagine being sponsored by wedding rings.
Yeah, that'd be perfect for you guys.
More likely to be Hello Kitty, but never mind. Anyway, go on.
So yeah, back to the Tusk. Everyone goes after their trips around the place. Is you've spent some of the morning on kind of, well, I'd say it's about late afternoon. I'm after you pottering around at the temple, having these discussions, having a series of medieval CAT scans on each of you to see if there is evil within you. You are examined, and you are back at the Tusk, and everybody is making their way there, apart from Niala, who's off to the library, I believe.
I have my breast
Brazier.
brazier with me and be like, just a very happy kitty. Like I think it's like that. I think I'm getting strange look from people.
I'm sorry. Is Nyala going to set a fire in a library?
It's Niala, it's the chaotic kitty. We don't know what Niala's going to do.
This can only go well.
So, back at the Tusk, what's happening, folks? You're just waiting for Niala to get back?
Could start talking to Trees.
I mean, I'm a little hazy on what's actually happening.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and just have a conversation with Kettle. Or like one-sided, or however that's gonna work. Just talking mad shit about someone. Talking mad shit about her family.
Like, trying to insult... You tried to insult Ketu's family?
My family.
Ah, okay. Ketu cocks the head. Does that the blink, like one eye first, then the other one.
Yeah, he understands me too.
Yeah.
Had you checked yet, or yeah?
Has it been sexed?
How do you sex a silver fey fox?
um,
Well,
With
um,
consent.
with
and
consent.
um, there is a look of understanding, but there is no reply.
So you're just gonna be like that. You're not even gonna speak.
Cocks the head the other way.
I don't know why she likes you. Right? Just alright. That's it. I was like, I'm done talking to him. Her. Whatever the fuck is called.
Great
There is,
use of a spell slot.
there
Great
is-
use of a spell slot.
there i-
It's called retro casting.
Oh, was it a ritual?
Yeah.
Ritual speak.
Oh, okay, awesome. I was gonna say, you
I'm
just
not gonna
want
waste a spell slot on a fox.
The best fox ever.
You would have if he'd had something cool. They had something very cool to tell you. You would have been like, yeah, more conversation.
Yeah, if they spoke back, I'll keep going, but they didn't.
Ketu's the BBEG or BBEP. Not
Oh,
even,
yeah.
It's not even BBEP because they're not a person. BBEP.
BBET.
EF fox.
Big Bad Evil Fox.
Okay, so yeah, there's some people back at the test. Nyala, you are pottering your way to the library. You enter that great hallway that you come across up the steps and in, and you come across the same gnome that is the very tiny gnome that is behind the desk with the array of some sort of card system. You still have the cards that you had last time, and you find your way to the information on the
Elevator.
elevator. That was the funnest thing to describe without saying the word lift or elevator for you to try and understand. And you
It's like, what is he saying?
you make your way. You understand how this works. You go to the basements, and you're wandering.
While getting sick.
Trying to
While
hold your
getting
stomach.
sick.
You make your way down to the right floor, the suggested place. This place is very quiet.
I mean, you like it.
It's below ground. It's cool but dry. Very, very dry. The books don't smell. There's no smell of must, and there are corridors and rooms that run in a great curve. There's like one corridor that runs the curve of this space, which matches the building from above, and rooms all off of this space.
I'm going to find my books, and I'm going to gather both books before going to study them.
Now, which ones are you going to get?
I'm gonna get the first one that is as a fourth floor, and then I'm gonna get the other one as a fifth floor.
And they contain watch information. You'll get one on gnomish technology.
Well, I'm gonna gather both, so
Okay.
I would have them both in my hands when
You
I
collect-
get to study.
You collect both, and there is spaces to sit and read. Can you make an investigation check on both books, please? As you trying to look for them, trying to find these books first.
21.
Okay, so you figure out from the book, despite your non-technological upbringing, you peer at these designs, these exploded diagrams of piping and things, and you recognise a shape that is the shape of the other thing, and you realise that there is you see the shape of the window that you saw in the machine, and you see that inside of that shape that window can open. So it's not just a window, it's a door, and you see that inside of that there is a piece that can come out. and that is basically like a bucket with lots of holes in, like a filter.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god. That's oh boy.
You have part of the solution for
Mm,
the system underneath.
yeah. So that's in the book about the technology.
Indeed.
So I'm going to, while looking at it, I'm going to open the other one about, I think it was about the city, how it was built.
Yeah, the history
Yeah.
of Kansas, yeah.
Check my notes. Yeah. So I'm going to look at it and trying to get to the section about the sewers and how it if there is something saying about the system.
Yeah, you can look through with that investigation check. The kind of links together. It is of gnomish design, which you kind of already established, but you find that it was built by two brothers, Mott and Cott.
This was a long time ago, so they wouldn't be alive. Unfortunately. Still going to ask. Is the name how do you
M-O-T?
I
M-O.
T
M-O. M-O.
M O Mot
And Cott. C-O-T.
wait M-I-T-M-O?
No. There are two names.
Oh.
I'll put it in the chat.
This is this is where my language barrier really
Yeah.
comes.
That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Boat. Yep. It's not. Okay. So that's gonna be to the sewer. I'm gonna look again at as a mechanism for the other book, and I'm going to try to memorize how it's made. And do I have in my bag my equipment? Yeah, I have some scrolls. But do I have something to roll with? Because I have mark and focus. Okay.
You could try and memorise it if you make me a wisdom roll, please. No, an intelligence, I guess. Would it be? Yeah. What are you saying on that one? Intelligence more than a wisdom, isn't it?
There would be, yeah, there would be an
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence, I think so.
I'm going to try.
Let's see how well you absorb this information into your intellect.
It's a natural 20 when you need it. That's 22.
There is a Sherlock moment. You expand this, like, you look at the diagram, it kind of pops off the page into almost 3 dimensions. You can nearly turn your head round it, you can rotate it, turn it up either way. And with that intelligence roll, you believe that the light on the machine was not indicating working or not. You believe that the light on the machine that came on, that went green, meant safe to open.
Open and close. Does it does it put does it say how you have to position the levers for this?
With that 20, yeah, you know it basically. You know the solution now with the 20 on it.
Can you send me later?
It's kind of handwritten, so yeah, we can. When you go there, you will just instinctively kind of be able to do it.
Okay.
I think is the best way to manage that situation. Because you managed it with rolls rather than doing it.
It's a natural 20 when
Yeah,
you need it.
Exactly. I can't do anything about that. The dice decide that fate. Okay. Yeah, you are willing. You are free to go back to the task.
I actually am going to run to it and just pass through the librarian and be like, after I've been putting back the books,
Mhm.
and be like, before I go, do I have to get you back those?
Of the cards.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, here you go. Oh, also, she gave me this.
There's a little tiny clap from a little tiny hand.
I'm
She
not.
likes you?
Yeah, well, you're speaking to the new champion of Kankanzax.
I know.
I think you know everything at this point.
No, not everything, but I have my books.
Yeah. I don't fully know what it is, so I wanted to ask you more information.
It is a token. A token that will allow you access to certain floors, certain books that are restricted. That without that you cannot touch.
Oh, interesting.
We'll
My-
have access to the restricted section.
Yes, you do indeed.
Oh. Well, I'll be back later for sure. I'm just too curious about books and everything. So, see you later when I get my familiar.
Um, um, you proceed back to your are you going to the sewers or are you going back to the place?
Oh. I think because she didn't get a familiar yet, because if she would ever have it, she would have go straight. But she didn't have it, so she would be like run to back to the tavern and just push her down and be like, I know how to fix the sewers.
You find your party gathered around a table, sitting there. I'm guessing everybody. Rook, what are you up to? So, got here.
Sat with a morning beer.
A morning beer, just supping away.
Yes.
Yeah, most of the fans are filtered out. There's the regulars that now know you. They're sort of sat with you, chatting and discussing things at the bar.
I can just imagine Rook now, just sat there towering with a pint, with just all these fanboys just looking up at him.
Look at it.
It's like it's my posse.
I'm miserable as fuck.
I know. I love it.
You do notice that there are more of the clay cups with the painting on it that say Rook Brew.
Oh boy.
Now Rook's got a sponsorship.
Rook sponsored. Rook's Brew, brought to you by Lucas.
Yeah.
I forgot his fucking name there.
Lucas, you were right. You got there. You were there. So yeah. Look, Rook, you have. I nearly called you Lucas then. You're sitting there, and in burst Nyala saying, "I can fix this."
Okay. Do you
Well,
want
that's
a medal or
good
something?
news.
Yeah, if we just go now, I can do it very quickly.
Rook, you still have the key.
Well,
So I'm supposing that you're going to want me to come with you.
guess, if you want.
Can I finish my drink first?
Yeah. Can I have it?
No, it's my drink.
No, a one that your friends can share with.
Oh, a rook brew.
You got it.
What do you buy, Jacob?
Lucas.
Lucas. I don't know why you said Jacob.
You do not deserve to be sponsored.
It's like.
Oh, come on.
Treese scowling and says, "Don't serve that here."
Oh, come on, Trace.
Well then.
But there's not adversarially, just like, we don't serve that here. You'll have to go
You
to
should.
the cart.
You should. It's pretty good.
Sort me out a meeting with this man.
Sorted. Deal.
Or just come up with your own rival brew and name it after Nyala.
Or Nan.
Healthy competition.
I mean,
There's some
He
thought
will-
going through the head there.
Nyala's drink would be on fire because fire golem. There we go.
Mhm.
I feel like mine's more of like an iced coffee kind of vibe.
Basic.
There is yeah.
I would
there's-
just come to
she's like-
Merc and be like,
It's like there's this kind of things that theming drinks. Nice idea, Nan. Nice
Blaming
idea.
Sambuca.
I know I kept you around for some reason. You are useful, Nan. God bless you. Melora bless you.
oh, come on, Arden. It's just fun. And I mean, I'm the champion now. So,
Oh, Rook is not.
Should-
Rook is
Should
not
we,
impressed.
should we all just go to the sewers and get this over and done with?
Yes, when I finish my drink.
can you pass me one? I
Can
want
you
to
drink-
taste.
And the fact that she's just put up the fight means I'm going to take even longer.
So after an
Aw.
extended time of Rook lavishly supping at this flagon of ale,
I knew that was.
uh,
Never mind.
sorry, go on.
It's alright now. I just remembered something I was meant to do last night that I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Whoever wishes to proceed to the sewers makes it to the sewers, unlocks the gate, goes inside, follows the walkway round. After being there for some time, you kind of got a hang of this. You go to the small room. You watch as Nyala seemingly impossibly just asks for some help pushing round the wheel, pulls these cables and pulls the levers up and down. The door ejects, a small barrel is removed. Inside there is a goblin skull, surrounded by pieces of fabric and tattered stuff, and this seems to have been blocking part of the pumping system. The process is completely reversed, put back on, and the wheel turned and the various levers pulled. There is a whooshing sound of water. Water at high pressure is now moving through this system, and you believe you have now restored the water system to Kansas. Well done, everybody.
Yeah, there's no way we could have done that without the research.
It's a logic puzzle. Like
With the description that you just gave, there is no way that we could have done that.
I think we would have got there eventually.
honestly,
Eventually.
it was like an easy Professor Layton. Seriously.
Was it?
Well, if that's easy, I'd hate to see a hard one.
Well, you just
Or you don't want to. Believe me, I've done all the Professor Layton games, and you don't want to see a hard one.
no, that's
Oh,
so
you
hard.
still couldn't do it either. so-
No, so so what would you like to do? You go back. You've readied
I'm
yourselves.
just going to brush my shoulder and be like, well, that's done. And now, guys, I announce to you that we have free baths from the bathhouse.
Should we tell Malgon?
Mhm.
Okay, we could visit Malgon on the way back to.
Oh, while they go and do that, I will just go and take my cold weather gear
Mhm.
to the bathhouse so that they can clean it.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah, as you're proceeding by, you all swing past Malgon's. You tell him the good news. Malgon cries, He's a quite emotional fellow. He's like, you've been what you said. You went back down and sorted it after all that I did to you.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Look,
And as we agreed, we didn't fix it. You did. You get the credit. And Nyala, do you still have the instructions for that system?
oh yeah, I can write it down if you want. I just memorize it from the book.
If
But
we
I can write
can
it down.
write down a copy for Malgon so that for the future, if anything were to happen, he would know what to do.
Yeah. So she's just going, do you have a pen? Because I have some scrolls, but I don't have a pen.
He unpacks one of his bags that he's been packing, and like just tosses it everywhere because he now knows he can stay, and hands you a pen. Well,
Okay.
not a pen, a quill. Sorry.
She's going to do this and be like, okay, so you have a system like this, and you have to do this and this. Don't forget to do this, because if you don't do this, you're gonna get this. And like just make a plan detailed for him.
A 3-hour TED talk later.
Yeah, you see Malgon's face twist and is like trying to take on this information, and you think with the clear step-by-step instructions that you've broken down, he could probably manage this himself. You all proceed to the bathhouse. There is steam. There is heat. This is what you have been waiting for, guys. To be able to climb into something that can properly clean you. At some point you have gathered the Bell and Ed. They are with you, and you all derobe and climb into these. Well, you tell me how it goes, but there are.
Jacuzzi!
Yeah, there is. Yes, Sin.
So I'm gonna be the last one to enter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through Ardent shit. And take the
Oh, motherfucker.
You knew it was going to happen.
I'd like to think I would be keeping a close eye on my things.
I'll cast Pass Without Trace if I have to.
Oh, it's happening, isn't it? Really? So.
Let it happen. Let it happen.
Arden is going to flip out if he searches
You could-
his things after.
You could do it with rolls if you want to. I'm quite up for rolling.
I
if
mean,
you
it's
wanna roll
it's
it.
not something you take lightly, losing a hell gem somewhere on the street, is it?
Or it would be like,
Oops.
yeah, it would be like Molly and Nuts.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, and just like,
you guys can roll it out if you want to. So you can do
oh,
like
oh,
a stealth
I
plus.
can't make it that easy. Like he's gonna win. He's gonna beat me.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
So you're gonna do. You just you'd say be keeping an eye. So perception versus a stealth plus a pass without trace.
Yeah. Wait, let me mark Pass Without Trace off real quick.
I think it's a +10.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, but I have
mark
to,
it
like,
off.
mark it off.
Spell slot.
While they're doing that, I just take a running jump and dive into one of these baths.
As you do, there is like, as you are under the water and you're gliding along, everybody else that peers into the water, there is like a visible grime trail that rises to the surface. That is kind of
Oh, did they not clean it before? Oh, was it?
Oh, from me.
from Rook, as Rook finally that matted fur is becoming loosened and pliable. The kind of dreadlocks that were forming within your fur and have
boy.
been loosened, and it bubbles to the surface. And
Oh, that's my
So,
shit.
I'm just gonna put
Ew.
this in Discord, just so you guys believe me.
What did you roll? I want to see.
We see in Roll20. So
Oh, did it transfer over? Okay, there you
24?
go. Then that's a natural 20.
oh,
Pass without a trace. I'm gonna help you here, bitch.
It could do.
Isn't it though? Isn't it?
It's
Doesn't-
24. You
because a nat
can't.
20.
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't
if he
matter.
gets more
Well,
than
no.
24,
Yeah.
Well, he'd have to combat it with a nat 20 because nat 20 is critical success, regardless of.
only
No,
on
only in battle.
like fighting.
Only on attack rolls, technically.
Oh, that's bullshit. My
My God, Lou.
my nat 20 of the night. Come on, of all the rolls.
I will
So
laugh so hard if this doesn't work.
that's I rolled a 17
That's a 10.
Plus.
27. Fuck you.
plus 27, and then plus.
What? Plus 27?
That's 27.
No, it's 27.
Oh,
Plus 10 is 27. Plus 2, so 29.
I mean, I rolled the best I possibly could.
Yeah.
Hold on, what's the radius of Pass Without a Trace?
It's a 10
Got
foot-
you.
It wouldn't affect me anyway because it's not a stealth check.
No.
Yeah.
I built a shadow.
Um,
I mean, I can still do detect magic.
yeah, but you wouldn't.
So
be able-
pass
you-
without trace.
It doesn't mean anything because you haven't seen it. You didn't see it happen. So yeah.
You
wouldn't-
can still tell me to do it.
unless you suspect it, but which he doesn't because he doesn't see it. So yeah,
It's a
Arden.
very
Sin,
tall order to beat.
Uh,
Oh well.
Sin, you pick out this crystal and there is a feeling of ghostly cold in your fingers. It feels terrible.
I wrap it up. And I take it. I put it in my stuff.
In
And
your...
then I'm gonna stay with them
Mhm,
for like 10, 15 minutes.
mhm.
And then I'm gonna tell them I have to go because the thing I ordered from the blacksmith is like they need my help or something.
Yep.
So then I go to the blacksmith and I hand them the.
Before you leave, when you touch this, you're talking to yourself. Why do you want this? Says one voice.
Because I know. I think it could be useful for something back home.
You know this is bad.
I know.
Remember what AD said.
I do not remember again. She said,
To be true.
stay true to yourself.
I mean, this is the most true sin thing that we've seen since the.
She's gonna regret it, but still go with it.
And it's only for a second. Then once you've covered it up, and it's not in contact with your skin,
Mhm.
the separation is gone, and you're one again in your mind. And you proceed to the blacksmith, and he begins his work before you.
And I told him to be extremely careful, like to take all the precautions that we've been taking when handling the gem.
He has big,
Sorry?
thick blacksmith's gloves on.
Oh yeah,
He says,
but like just in case, just sort of like
He says,
Touch his skin and
will
stuff.
these suffice?
yeah. As long as it doesn't touch your skin at all, you should be perfectly fine.
Blacksmith is an asshole.
Very well. And he's never seen anything like it. He's like, it's rare this, isn't it?
Yeah, super hard to come by.
I ain't seen nothing like it. Feels weird. And he goes back to his work.
And then I'm going back to the bathhouse and just wait for them, to, like in the lobby or something, telling them
I mean,
I'm good.
Nyala will be playing like a kid with Nan. And
Oh,
maybe-
and I hand them like my dirty
Yeah, that was to the
yeah.
yeah, that was to the
Can we
guy.
say while we're all bathing, they're all washing all of our
Mhm,
clothes?
mhm. You are getting all washed up and clean, and that's probably where we're going to have to draw this day to a close because we're getting on for time, folks. But
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
playing with
Fair
Nan,
play.
just splashing
Fair play,
away.
Diaz.
Are there
Fair play,
mirrors in
mate.
the bathhouse? We should.
Sorry, say again. No.
Are there mirrors in the bathhouse? We should roll investigation checks on our own bodies.
Yeah, I think we should do that in our next session
Damned.
and check this out. Or probably
Naked
Duncan.
mirror checks.
Yeah. There is a feeling of relaxation in this space. The anger that had been caused by the failure of the plumbing system of Kikanzax's seemed to have lifted. The poor berated person that was behind the counter is breathing great
Oh yeah,
sighs
she
of
was a bitch.
sighs of relief. She actually has gone the other way. She's given you the free bars. She's given you the softest, most plushy towels. Now that she knows that you were part influential in getting this resolved and whatever sorting Mal gone out for being the worthless lump that he is.
Does that mean our bath was for free?
Oh yeah, no charge.
Yeah.
Everything was charged.
Fantastic.
That was part
Awesome.
of the deal, I believe.
Yeah.
And you are all getting clean, and that's where we shall end tonight's episode.
Do we get massage?